So let's start solving the next question, that is base 7. So already solved this question, so try to solve it again. So what we can say is we are given an integer, we return a string of its base 7 representation. Another question is that instead of base 7, we are also given a base k, which is a k is any integer. So this is the same question, and there's the same. It has the same way. Uh, Nothing would be changed except the fact that instead of 7, it would be k, the integer, the parameter which is passed over here as well. Particular question, we are already given that it's of base 7, so we're not required to be concerned about it. So first we need to check that if the number is 0, because that's one base case that should be handled specifically. You'll see why am I saying this, because so for now what we can just say that it's just a simple math question, because how can we do this? Return a base string of a 7 representation. Simply go here, count a first character, answer would be something. We are required to, yeah, so we are given a string, so we need to answer the string. So there would be some particular string, and this would be this 0 0. So what we try to do is that this could be written as 7 raised to the power 0, 7 raised to the power 1, and 7 raised to the power 2. This is 1 into 49, like that. Okay, the base. Okay, fine. Then it's like 100, and we need to get 7 out of it. 4, this is 2, we again do it. This is 2, we again do it. This is 0, this is 2, and we go this time, and we are able to see that, yeah, 2 comes first. 2 comes first, so this 2 is here, that is 2, and after this we have 0, so 0 comes here. This comes, that the answer is 202. You can see that what should be done would be, some way it's like, try to get already given it's a integer string, so we need not to do anything apart from that. You might have one question, that why is this string, because when we try to make a number like a large number, like there's a large number given to us like 10 raised to power 7, so its base 7 would be greater than the integer. Hence we're trying to do put it over in string data type, which will handle that particular overflow which might have happened in case of integers. So first of all, if we need to see that in sign equals to 1, if num is less than 0, we say that sign equals -1. Otherwise, what we can do is, it's a simple traversal. It's a simple, we may not do anything. We just make sure that num is present there. String is already declared over here. And let's try to move it backwards. Right? So this is 202. This is 202. So how did we come to this fact? Is that whatever string we are getting, that should be appended at the beginning. So when we try to do this division, this particular division, the remainder we get as 2. So that this should be put over the front. This should be appended. After that, we get an amount as 0. This should be appended over here. We get another 0. And if there is a negative, suppose if there would have a negative, you would have placed it over here and would have reversed this entire string. So this is the thing that we're going to do, is that we try to just, first try to take the digit is num modulo 7, that is present. Then we try to divide it into 7. Before that, we need to do something. Something is, we need to press plus equal to, of course, then plus equal to, we just digit that gets 0, that gets appended. You move on further and try to see this. Same thing happens, and then we have reached a particular place where we have got that particular string. Another thing that we should do, that once we are we're done with extracting the sign, we should change it to the absolute value so that it shouldn't cause a problem to us. Then we try to do these operations. Then I think the only thing which we need to do, if sign equal to -1, then we say that we should also append one more thing, that is the minus sign. After this, we are ready to reverse it, and after reversing this particular string, we can say that we have got our particular resultant strings. We simply return it, and I think this will work. Apart from that, I think there should be one thing which okay, for 100 it looks fine to me. Let's try to think for other cases that could be possible. So for input 0, why the input is getting failed for 0? Because for 0 this would happen, for input 0, but what it does it actually do? So if the sign is when 0, that okay, for 0 we are returning a just a blank integer, which shouldn't be the case. So this was the case that I'm talking about, that if num is equal to 0, we should be taking care of that. If num is 0, then we could simply return that particular string. We need not do anything. We could just simply say, okay, return 0. Make sure you handle such test cases because we'll be creating a problem. So yeah, yeah, it's working fine. So we can move on to the next question, that is maximum product of three numbers. Given an integer array now, so we need to find the three numbers whose product is maximum and return the maximum product. Fine, so that's cool. But there's a catch, that there are positive integers as well as negative integers present. So the negative integers, we should take the minimum of the two integers which are negative, the minimum two integers which are negative. So we need to keep a track of three, like 3 to 4, 5 things. I believe that we should. Uh, Here we are given that it's a maximum product of three numbers, so there would be some three numbers. See, either this could be positive, or it could be like that. All three of them cannot be negative. Either all of them should be positive, or two of them should be negative. One of them can't be negative because, of course, for obvious reasons, it would result in a negative number. Here we're given the question that we need to return the maximum product. We are not concerned about the absolute value, so we should be returning the actual maximum product, including that particular sign. Hence, I could simply say that we could have two negative integers. So we need to maintain five integers. That is the first maximum, the second maximum, the third maximum. These are the maximum variables which are being kept in mind. And we need to have the first minimum variable, which signifies the largest minimum possible value that can occur with the negative sign. And the second is the minimum value, the second minimum value, which is has a lower negative value compared to the first one. So yeah, we need to have such we need to keep a track of all these things, and then we need to return the maximum of the product of, let's just say this is integer as 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So we'll always be having one maximum integer, so either we need to return maximum of 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, or you could have 1 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5, because minus minus the negative sign gets cancelled out, and then we are able to get a positive integer. When it gets multiplied to another positive integer, it is into a positive integer. We're doing the same thing over here, and we need to take the maximum of such numbers. So how can we do that? It's like it's a is equal to, let's just say it is int min, b is equal to int min, c is another int min. We're keeping a track of the maximum that could happen. For d, we'll be calling int max, and for uh, e is equal to int. So apart from that, I think that this is okay. then we need to iterate over this int I nums iterating over the vector. If if I is greater than equal to a, then we can just say then we need not do anything. We could just say a is equal to I, and we have some edge cases first to see that. For example, if a is greater than I, but I is greater than b, b should be taking value of I. If b is greater than I, but c, the value of c is smaller, then we should have this. Else, if of course, now we are going to that particular phase when we need to have the minimum of these. So if I is less than d, we can simply call that d is less than I. Uh, and else if d is lesser than I, but I is lesser than e, then we could be saying that e should have that value. And then we could just simply say return maximum of a b star c or a star d star d. It's done. Let's just see if it works or not. So okay, so this is leading to a overflow. It's actually leading to overflow. So what we can do is if any one of these, we can just say if b is equal to int max. If any one of these is an int max, then we could just simply say that we need not to do anything. We could just simply say that. So try to iterate it over here and see if it works or not. Yeah, so this is happening. Yeah, this is something which should be taken care of. This is int max 3 into star int min. Int min, why is it int min? Because if any one of them is int max, that means uh, we didn't encounter any of the negative integers or the number of negative integers that we wanted. So we simply return a star b star c. We are not you're not taking care of that particular thing. If the same case happens for this, if any one of them is int min, that means we haven't reached that particular point, and we could just simply say that c equal to b min. Then we could just simply say that return a star b star e, right? You can do that. You can simply take that particular value, and after that, I think this would work. This would work. Let's see. This should work. This should work. Okay. So what is happening is that runtime error, sign integer overflow, 3 into. So it's happening over here. It's like if you are taking the value of B and C. So okay, let's just try to have a dry run of it. One is happening. If one comes up, A goes to A, goes to A, yeah, goes to A. After that, 2 comes up, 2 is greater than A, we lose the value of A, I, right? We lose the value. Okay, not a problem, not a problem. What we can do is once we try to assign the value of A, we make the value of B as A, B, the B, the value of B is A, and the value of C is B. Try to do this. Try to do this. Yeah, we try to have this value. At the same time, we try to apply the same thing for the others as well. We, in order to make this, we first change the value of C is equal to B. Value of C is equal to B, and then we try to do it again. Same thing happens for this. I think only one change is present, that value of E is taken as D and then D is taken as I. And yeah, I think this will work fine. This will just work fine. See if it works or not. It's working. Let's just see if it. Uh, okay, so for thousand. Okay, so be in such cases as well. I think this would work now. Try to submit it. It's getting an error because okay, so 98 into 100 into 4. Having the answer. Try to submit it. Okay, so instead of I just did a modification, instead of else I put an if statement, because of course we need to find the minimum in separate way, we need to find maximum in separate way. So they should not be appended with the else if condition. Let's try to see if it works or not. Why are we doing this? Because if we are trying to calculate the maximum, then this should happen, and this is for calculating the minimum. This should not be over a single if else if condition block, because this is calculating for maximum, this is calculating for minimum, and both of them are different things. Try to submit it and see if it works or not. Yeah, it's working. So next question. The next question was confusing number. That's a premium question, so let's skip this for a while. Let's try to move on to the next question, that is regarding number of days between two dates. Okay, so number of dates between two dates. We are given two dates and we need to calculate the number of dates which are actually present. Given dates are valid dates between the year 971 and 2100. Cool. That's not a problem for us. What we can do is we try to extract all those dates first. We try to have int y1, m1, d1, y2, m2, d2. Why we need to do this? Because that would help us in getting some value from the the strings that are present. We need to get those values as first. Like we need to extract the year value from the string in order to perform some computations. We will do that. This is 0, this is 4, that is 4. Want to y2 would be the same, only the difference would be instead of date 1 it should be day 2. So let's me try to first uh, do the entire thing for date 1 string, and then I'll be copying it and using it for the date 2 string. This is 5, this is 2, date 1, 5, 1, part. This is 5, 6, 8, this is 8, this is 2. And let me just copy it. The only thing that I would be doing is for the uh, codes versus date 1, it should be day 2, and over here this is 2. If you're not aware of this feature, this is I'm using Control plus Alt key, and it gives me multiple cursors for this ID. And here I am done with compute extracting all the information, all the useful information which is required. So we have an answer. This answer 0 required to return answer. Answer. We are also making one vector of in that we did earlier, that's day Tom, and we're using one base indexing for that. 0, this is 31, this is 28. We are assuming it to be non-leap years. 31, 30 comes up, 31 comes up, 38 comes up, July, August, September, October, November, and last we have December. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 values, and 13. We have skipped that part because we have used one base indexing. Okay, so what we're doing is that we need to do something. We need to do something. So uh, we need to just move from that particular year, and we need to calculate that particular date. So the best thing that we can do is for int in order to go to that particular year, in order to go to that particular year. So suppose we are given an year of let's just say 2017 January to 2021 um, 31st of May. So first we'll try to get the number of years which are complete. So in order to get the complete years, let me just say that this is we will start from 2018 and we'll move till 2021 as to count how many years have been passed. After that, uh, these will be our complete set of years, and we could just simply add 366 or 365 provided it satisfies the condition of leap years, and we'll be adding 366, or else we will be adding 365. And then after when we reach 2021, we will solve it and we will add the partial days which are present. We'll be using the vector, the DOM vector for that, and same goes for this particular condition as well. So it, and yeah, that's just it. So we'll try to do that. So what we'll do is int I equals to get the number of years, complete years. We have I1 plus 1, I less than equal to I2, 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 we are doing that. So we'll have 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2020. So we are not required to calculate this. We only have to have these three. So we are doing it till 2020. That's a year. So we'll do this I plus plus, and we'll have this condition. If the condition is if the value of I is modulo is divided by divisible by 400, we can consider it to be a leap year. The other condition is that the year should be divisible by 4 but not by 100. So I 100 not equal to 0, and I modulo 4 equal to 0. Think of this, and answer plus equals to 36, 366 of 6, else the answer. So we're done with calculating the number of days which are present. Now what can we do is we need to calculate the partial years, the years which are half complete. We need to calculate that days. So if we try to for to get the number of days from y, let's try for y1 first. For in order to do it for y1, what we can simply do is just simply move on to 29th, and then we could just say that for that particular month, for that particular day, in fact, for that particular day, that particular day, for that particular month, in fact, we'll just try to divide it. We'll just try to subtract those number of days that are present with that particular day, and then we'll try to complete it later on. So in order to do that, we can do one thing, and for the remaining months, you can just simply sum up. So what I'm thinking of is that for int I is equal to 0, I is that month plus 1, m1 plus 1. So it should be m1 plus 1, I should be m1 plus 1, I less than equal to I less than equal to 12 I plus plus. Okay, so if that particular year is a leap year, we'll add 1 to it, and what we can do is we can, instead of doing that, we can just if I1 is a leap year, I1 is a leap year, so we're using that particular condition for that. If that particular condition, if I1 if I1 I1 and here if so in order to check leap year, we have to do one thing. So what we'll be doing, instead of February, instead of 28 days, it will have 29 days, and then it will be carrying out for the further computations. Then we try to change this variable again into 28, and then if it is, we'll check the same thing for DOM for y2 to see if it works or not. And if y2 is 4, then this will happen again. And after that, yeah, that's just it. So what we can do for now is after we are calculating, we are updating the February month, we can just say answer plus equals to DOM of that particular month which has happened, data minus the particular day, so that is D1. So our D1 functionality is over. The same thing we'll be doing for the month of after this. Same thing we'll be doing of this. Instead of M1 it should be M2, instead of D1 it should be D2, and we'll apply the same for loop for uh, we'll have some changes. We'll have some changes. Have some changes for that. Okay, we won't be doing this for M2. So for that, I think we need to only get those particular days. So we have got our major tasks is done. Like we have got the number of years present in 2018, 2019, 2020. In order to do this, we first need to calculate the number of days which are present in January. And for February, we could just use the DOM vector to calculate the rest of the days which are present. So till then, we just simply subtract that particular thing, the number of remaining days, and add it to our answer. That's the same thing that we have done. And for the rest of the month, you can simply apply for loop, which we are doing it currently right now. And we could just say that, hey, uh, that we need to, instead of, right, so we can do this. We can always think of doing this. And right, so while coding this particular solution, I realized that there might be some test case which might fail. What if both are in the same year, or both are in the similar month? So for that, I think this particular condition, this particular code will just fail and not be possible. So for that, instead of that, what we can do is here it is given the question that the given are valid dates between the years 1971 and 2100. Let's just try to compute, make a function, make another function, and we try to solve this. We didn't calculate days, date one, date. We try to compute these details over here. Try to compute all these details over here. So what we'll do is copy it as it is, paste it over here. We don't require the y1, m1, and d1. Just do it over here. This is not required to us. This won't be required. This will be required. Okay, we have an answer. So as it is here, instead of there's some slight modifications in this entire code. What are these slight modifications? In giving this question that the valid year would be till 1971, so we'll try to do it. Okay, let's try till 1971. Let's try to compute all those possible years that could happen. And once we do this, then simply if that I1 the value so similar condition like this, just paste it as it is, just checks if it is a leap year, then this will be updated. After that, what we'll do is for int I is equal to 0, I less than um, that particular month which we are talking about. Of course we'll have equal sign I plus plus um, answer plus equals to days of that month over that particular month, that is m1, and so on, and then answer plus equals to day d1, that is day d1, and we'll try to return that answer. We'll try to simply return that particular answer, and then what we'll try to do is yeah, we just need to assume that you are calling it for all the strings, so return the absolute value of calculate days. Try to do it for date 1 minus calculate days, doing it for date, right? I think rest everything is just as it is. Okay, so yeah, this should be date, date, everything is fine. It's working for this particular condition. Let's see if it works for all test cases or not. Okay, given a this here instead of m1 it should be I here, right? And passing it as an argument, and this should be as it is. It, let's try to see if it works or not. Work, yeah. So let's move on to the next question. Generally such type of questions are actually not asked in interviews, so let's, because these questions are very theoretical, and I mean we haven't I haven't encountered such type of questions so far. Faced a lot of interviews, but I haven't seen such type of questions occur. So let's move on to the next series of questions, that is add to array form of integer, power of 2, arranging points, and convert a number to hexadecimal. So let's try to move over these questions and convert a number to hexadecimal. So this is hexadecimal number conversion, this is power of 2, this is add to array form of integer. So yeah,